Welcome to Santos Brothers Eat, Food Worth Mentioning,
where Chef Jeff and his brother Kenny talk about their amazing adventures eating and tasting food that is so incredible, they have got to just share it with the world.
My mouth is salivating already.
All right, so this is Kenny Santos for Santos Brothers Eats, where we talk about food worth mentioning. Once again, I'm with my brother, Chef Jeff. Together, we're your favorite Filipino foodies, and we're going to talk about some Spanish food, right, Jeff?
That is correct.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a place in Mississauga called Bar Catalina, and it is owned by Chef Humberto Sanchez. And if the name sounds familiar, we actually covered his food truck called Gourmet Guyz back in season 2, episode 13 and 20. In episode 13, his food truck, Diana and I had the lobster poutine. And then episode 20, one of his food truck was at Night Market Toronto in Mississauga. And I believe Diana had, I think the fried chicken sandwich, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. But we've had Gourmet Guyz food truck many times. And he has always mentioned his restaurant in Mississauga. So Diana and I had the opportunity to actually eat at his restaurant called Bar Catalina on Lakeshore Boulevard in Mississauga, Ontario.
Absolutely. And so here's their website. And so how do we want to start this? Do we want to look at their menu first, or what do we want to do?
Yeah, let's go to the website. While Ken's pulling it up, just a little background. Chef Humberto Sanchez, as people know, I work at George Brown College in the culinary school. He is actually one of the instructors at the culinary school. I knew him for a couple of years at least, and I didn't know that he was the chef owner of Gourmet Guyz until we had the food, and all of a sudden he started posting that his truck was ready to go, and there he is. There's myself and Chef Humberto Sanchez, and in front of there is one of his paellas, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So he has a good empire. He has this restaurant, Spanish food, and then he has Gourmet Guyz, and he is a true sort of head chef. Like, he is the one that makes recipes. He has his own like sous chefs on the truck that go out and do the festivals. He occasionally will go to the food truck as well, and he'll do some paella demos, which are amazing. It shows how to make paella right from scratch, and it is an art form. And then of course he sells paellas by, I think it's like $10 for a nice portion. And then of course his restaurant, he's the one that has developed all the recipes. And he's there maybe Saturdays and Fridays, and every other time he's either at the college teaching, or he's just doing other stuff, relaxing, as some chefs will do, or taking care of other business. But that's the way that most head chefs do it. They have the main restaurant and other restaurants, and he just oversees it, and he makes sure that his staff follows the recipes and protocols.
Absolutely. So it sounds like a busy guy. He's still teaching, still has his own restaurant, still has the food truck, still doing some demos. And so for those people that don't know, Jeff, maybe they've eaten it, but they don't know exactly what it is. What is paella?
Paella is basically, it's a dish that has rice with seafood and other meats. And I believe in the southern states called jambalaya. We also call it Eros Caldo, which is chicken and rice. But basically it's where everything's cooked in the same dish. And when you add the raw rice, the rice will absorb the flavor of the stock, and it'll absorb the flavor of all the other ingredients that are in the pan itself. So it's a nice marriage of flavors. We've got the rice, some vegetables, some seafood, and or meats, all together in one, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, and so it's important that Jeff said it's all cooked together. So unlike, if you went to like a Chinese restaurant and got like ham fried rice or like some fried rice, that rice would be cooked separately. And then it would all be fried together with whatever chicken, beef, seafood, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But in the case of paella or actually even like congee or something like that, it's all cooked together. Or jambalaya, as Jeff said, everything's cooked together so that the actual rice gets that flavor. It's marinated or infused with the flavor as it is cooked.
That's right. And being Filipino, we have our own dish called Eros Caldo,
Eros
correct?
Caldo. Yep, Eros
Yeah.
Caldo. Absolutely.
And it's like congee, but a bit more flavorful because it has the actual some nice pieces of ginger and onion and pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in there? Like, is there variations out of caldo, Ken? I only know the one that our dad cooks. I don't know if there's
Typically,
other.
I've only had it with chicken in it, so that's the
Okay.
only version that I know. But maybe there are other versions. But certainly, that's a nice comfort food. Paella is always a good treat because, as you can see, we're going to see closer pictures later on. But there's always, typically, it's made with seafood, and there's big chunks of it in there, which is kind of nice. And
Yeah.
so we went to the not we you went to the restaurant. We've been to the actually I've never been to the food truck. I've been to some festivals when he was there, the food truck
Yeah.
was there, but I've never actually eaten there,
Their
but
food.
certainly heard some awesome things about it.
Oh
So
yeah.
as I said, we're gonna pull up the uh, menu. And,
Hmm.
this is barcatalina.ca, the menu here. Of course, just like every other episode, we are going to leave any links that we are looking at are going to be included into the show notes or the description of the videos. And so, starting off with some tapas, otherwise known as apps, maybe
Yeah.
for some
Little
people.
bites. And
Yeah,
Spanish are worldwide known for their tapas. So
yeah,
basically, you could have a sangria or a glass of nice wine and enjoy your night with your friends and just eat tapas. And the good thing about tapas is that you're not set with one thing. You can have many variations of breads, of rice, of vegetables, of seafood or meats, and there's small little platters for sharing. So you just keep ordering tapas and wine and drink, and it's a good time overall.
excellent, excellent. And so, did you have any tapas, Jeff?
Unfortunately, we didn't. We
Oh,
actually, but let's discuss the tapas. And these are very traditional tapas we have here. Like I said, we have some breads, the pan con tomato, y jamon and serrano. So the bread with Serrano ham,
mm,
Iberico ham croquettes. It's cod fritters again because it's Spanish food. They're a nice mixture of surf and turf, if I should say. A lot of seafood and a lot of like pork as well.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some fun tapas here. Are there any that you have your eye on that you might want to get next time you go?
The one thing that I wish we did get was the pulpo y romesco, or also known as the whole grilled octopus,
Nice.
because they actually, as it says, it's whole, but you actually can buy either half or a quarter. So you either get like a whole eight tentacles, or if you get a quarter, two tentacles, sort of idea.
Oh, fun.
That's sort of one thing that I wish that we did order because it was very intriguing for me to see that.
Yeah. And you know what? If you're ever going to try something like octopus, you want to get it at a place that can cook it well. And there's no doubt in my mind that if you go to Bar Catalina or Catalina Bar, that it would be cooked very, very well. Because, if an octopus is not cooked properly,
Oh,
it tends to get very chewy and very
oh
rubbery. And
yeah,
you may not want to get it again. So
yeah.
that's something to
We
think
turned away
about.
from it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right.
Oh, so and here's the charcuterie boards, right?
Yeah. So this is what
Embutitos,
yeah,
right?
this is what we got. We got Serrano ham, some chorizo, some cheap cheese. So what instead of just getting like a few, we just went with the whole selection of. So we got three cheeses and three meats.
Nice.
Yeah, and it came with little pepperettes, which we didn't eat, of course, and little caper berries.
Nice.
So if you don't know what caper berries are, capers, um, they're pickled like sort of rose buds
Yeah.
or flower buds, but caper berries are a bit bigger. And they're very strong, but they accompany the cheese and meats is quite well.
Very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice. And then salads. Did you skip
we
that,
could we
Jeff?
could skip that. Yeah,
All right.
salads now. We're fine. We're fine.
That's funny. No, but in all honesty, salads obviously an awesome part of the meal. If you want to get that, certainly do
Yeah.
so. Did you ever? Because like I was looking at the pictures earlier, it looks like you just had the charcuterie board and the
The
paella.
paella. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So like most restaurants, they actually will, there's no like sort of set plate sort of idea. So if you want your meat, you just order meat and you order vegetables on the side or whatever starch you have. And this is what this restaurant does as well. But with
Yeah.
paella, you have the best of everything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so there's some different. Let's see. There's six choices for paella,
Hmm.
ranging from anywhere between $23 and $27.
Yeah.
And so, just looking at the first one, includes rabbit if you want to have that,
Yeah.
or you wanted something that's vegetarian. Looks like the second one here, just mushrooms, artichokes, red pepper. Looks like this is probably one that you got: the pasta and shrimp, squid and fish, or oh man, they got monkfish, clams. Man, there's a
Yeah.
lot of good ones here. Which ones did you get? You got the Arroz Negro.
That's
I'm
right. Yeah,
guessing,
that's the
yeah.
one that we got. We got a beautiful picture of it, and then we also got the
Is this one? No.
sorry, yeah, the yeah, the one down. Uh, yeah. Oh, that the one I got. Yeah, yeah. The fideo.
Yeah, fidua.
Yeah, fidua.
So
Thank
it's
you.
with pasta, shrimp, squid, and fish, and then the
Hmm.
Arroz Negro, black um, paella, rosajat paella, cuttlefish, tagliatelle, fine herbs. So yeah, we're gonna have a look at those, and then there's some desserts
Yeah.
that are available as well.
So the
So
desserts we got were the torta de queso cremoso, so
mhm,
the Basque style cheesecake, and the crema catalana, so the Italian style creme brulee.
nice.
Um, we we said churros we could almost get anywhere, so we didn't get the churros. So we just stuck
Okay.
with the other two desserts.
Fair enough. And then I noticed that you guys also got some sangria. Is it on the menu
Yes,
there? Oh,
it
here it is.
yeah, it should
Maybe
be.
we're
I
looking.
got a funny story about that. Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not on the online menu, but it certainly was in the menu that was in front of you. And
Yes.
so what's nice is that now where's this? You said this place is in Mississauga, right?
Yeah. Lakeshore and just east of Ontario Boulevard.
Yeah.
So sort of just sort of east of the busy part of Mississauga.
Yeah, it looks like one of the classier places. We do a
Hmm.
lot of food trucks and more unusual foods, but you guys went out for a nice date night,
Yeah.
and this chef is associated with food trucks as well, and so
Yeah.
you guys decided to go there. Did you guys enjoy your time there?
Oh, we did. It was
Perfect.
great. Like I said, chef was
Awesome.
there, and he made sure that we were treated well. So you can see it's a small restaurant. It's only like a 12 seater. If
Okay.
I had to do a quick count, and if you look on the left side, he has an open kitchen, but there was glass there, so you could actually see the kitchen staff make your food and whatnot.
Very
And then, of
good.
course, the beautiful bar area in the back, Spanish wines and liqueurs and everything else. And it was a busy night. He, like I said, I think it's a 12 seater, maybe 16,
Mhm.
but each of the tables were full, and there's actually people at the bar eating. And what I found shocking, even though the patio wasn't officially open, they had about four people on the patio. It wasn't a cold night, but it wasn't a warm night either. So,
Nice.
but they were enjoying themselves out there. So,
Excellent. I'm
yeah.
glad that he's getting some business. That's really
Hmm.
important. Really, really important. So here's that charcuterie board. And do you
Yeah.
remember the cheeses and meats that you got, Jeff?
So I'm looking back on on the thing. So the meats were like a manchego. Yeah. So if you can start from the very top,
Yep.
on the right. So if I'm correct, that is it's called Idazabal cheese. It's
Okay.
yeah, that was the harder of the three cheeses,
Okay.
but it wasn't the most pungent or the most strong tasting, but it had a nice creamy flavor from
Excellent.
that. And the one in the middle is Manchego.
That's a goat cheese,
Um,
no?
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's like Parmesan, but
Ah,
made with sheep milk actually.
sheep. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm
I've had it
correct.
before. It tastes
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah. It's
I've
not a
had
bad
that.
cheese.
Yeah.
And then next to it is the mahon, the mahon. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I think that's a traditional sort of cow milk cheese, if I'm
Nice.
correct.
Very good.
So yeah, so that it went in order of flavor and texture. So the bottom one was more sort of softer and more creaminess of the cheese, and then as we worked our way up, the firmness and stronger taste.
Excellent. Excellent. And on the right side, looks like there's other four meats there.
There are four meats there, yeah.
Excellent.
So there's some chorizo sausage was the very very bottom one.
Okay.
It was a bit spicy, but
It's supposed to be though.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
supposed to be spicy. Yeah.
it is supposed to be spicy.
Yeah.
But I handled it pretty well. And I believe the one at the very top is the Serrano ham.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of like a Spanish style prosciutto,
Hmm.
if I had to guess. Um, and then there was not too sure which is which, but there's also called jamon iberico, and yeah, and I think there's another sort of sausage. Oh,
Nice.
uh, I know I'm going to butcher it. Sal salchichon.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
know.
have done well either.
No.
Right? But obviously, I'm guessing they're all pork based, especially the
Yes.
jambon and the serrano. So all pork based, and I'm sure that they look beautiful. They look
Oh
really
yeah.
yummy. And then are those the capers in the middle? Is that a caper
Yeah. The
there?
big ones are the capers,
Wow, that's a
and the
huge.
yeah. Oh yeah. The caper berries,
Okay,
and then the small ones are like little pepperettes, which of course we didn't have.
nice, nice. That's too bad. Didn't have
Mhm.
those. So you guys order some sangria, which is kind of
Well, it
nice. You
was
said he had a
funny.
story with that.
Yeah. So what was funny is because Chef was there, he treated us to little glasses, glasses of cava, or the Spanish style is sparkling wine.
Hmm.
So we each had one of those to cheers the night off, and then we decided to have the sangria. And I guess wearing masks or something, we only wanted a glass, but the waiter came with a pitcher, and we're like,
Ah,
oh, all right, well, you know what? It's date night, might as well have a good time. So we had a pitcher, and see the size of the glass
yeah.
that he's pouring into. That pitcher would take about six of those glasses.
Wow.
So yeah, so it is
Wow.
meant for a party of at least four people, and I'm just Diana and myself. So we were like, all
Wow.
right, let's get the party started.
Absolutely. Yeah. How was the sangria, by the way?
It was good. So for
Nice.
those of you that don't know, sangria basically is red wine, and they put all a bunch of fruit in there just to make it, just add some more flavor to the wine. So they have oranges, maybe some grapes, and maybe some melon as well. So it's a good combination of flavors that go in sangria.
So I got to ask, I've never asked this to anyone before. What's in a virgin sangria?
That's a good question. If I had to guess, it's just fruit and maybe grape juice.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because the reason why I asked is because, I used to live in Utah, which is land of the Mormons, and they love the sangrias, but they don't drink alcohol. So, I just figured it was some kind of weird fruit punch. I just
Yeah.
thought I'd ask you, what's in the
All
virgin
right.
sangria? Maybe it is grapefruit, not grapefruit juice, grape juice.
Grape juice.
Grape juice and fruit, which
Fruit.
sounds kind of I guess that sounds okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so here is the paella. This is the black, the negro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rosette
So
Negro.
yeah.
So when we first posted the picture, people were like, "Oh, are those worms? What is this?" And we had to explain to them what it was.
Yeah. So why don't we
It was
explain here? What is this?
yeah. So it's a version of paella, but they're not using rice. They're using angel hair noodles. So it's a wheat based noodle, but it's the same process where the seafood is put in raw. It's a quick saute. Then they add the stock, and then they add in the dry pasta,
Okay.
and they let it simmer until the pasta is fully cooked, along with the seafood. And I believe the squid ink is added, I think, last minute just to flavor it up, and also to add that nice sort of dark color
All
to
right.
it.
So for those of you that don't see the picture, I got to say this looks absolutely spectacular. And I
Mhm.
can see why people would ask if there's worms in there because it is black and there's these kind of worm-like looking things in
Yeah.
there. Now I can't tell that that is actually pasta. Was it long noodles, Jeff?
No, it was. It looks like they chopped the noodles, or
Ah,
when they
okay.
dried noodles, they just tore it up in their hands and then added it in
Oh, okay.
at the moment.
That makes a lot of sense. So
Mhm.
explain what we see here. What are the yellow things and the white things? And, what are all
So
these
the
different?
yellow things are actually. It looks like I should have asked what that was, but I think it was like a little cream sauce or mayonnaise,
Ah,
like Spanish style mayonnaise, maybe a little saffron in there. So
mhm.
what you would do, you take your spoon or your fork and sort of smush the mayonnaise or the sauce into the pasta, and then take a bite along with it. So it's like just picture like black pasta, but in it is infused with pieces of cuttlefish, and for those who don't know, cuttlefish are basically like squid.
Yes.
Yeah, and some monkfish as well. And so
Nice.
it looks very interesting. Of course, the squid ink actually also adds a bit of saltiness, like a seafood flavor as well to this dish.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't like. I haven't tasted this dish, but when you say the squid ink in it, I would say it adds more than a bit of flavor because
Sure.
it's actually quite salty.
Yeah.
It's actually like eating salt water, and so I imagine that's what this would be like. And so all sorts of seafoods in here. I was hoping that you'd say the yellow things were like blobs of egg yolk. That's what I was hoping you'd say, but I'm sure it
Unfortunately
tasted
not.
awesome. Very,
Yeah,
very good.
it
Yeah.
was.
How did
And
Diana do with the wheat?
she did really well. Like
Good.
she took a gluten cutter hill beforehand.
Nice.
But yeah, she did very well. And if anyone ever had like anything with squid ink, either like squid ink pasta or anything similar, of course your teeth will get a bit dark. But and of course, when drinking sangria, you can give it red. So just switch it with some water afterwards, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. And this is the other one,
Yeah,
the seafood paella.
yeah, fedua pasta. So this is
Yeah.
a traditional. Actually, this is it's not really traditional because this has pasta as well. So it doesn't say, but maybe it's the same sort of noodle that was used in it was the angel hair noodle that
Angel
was
hair.
used.
Okay.
But yeah, so traditionally paella is made with a stock, whether it be chicken or fish, and then they steep it with saffron. So that's what gives it this yellow color, bright sort of orange yellow color inside. And I didn't get a good picture, but you can see that it's not served in plates; it's served in a small paella pan. Um, and those pans, you can actually pretty much, it was a good portion. But I'm glad we got two different versions so we could each share, so we had
Oh
some of the
yeah.
Fideo and some of the Negro. So there's a good portion there.
I'm guessing now, were these the pans that it was cooked in?
Yes, it
Yeah, that's
was.
kind of nice. It's kind of
Yeah,
nice when you get to eat food. I mean, it's not always possible to have the food served in the vessel that it's cooked in, but in this situation, it just there's a certain authenticity or authenticness to it when it's served that way. And those of you that can't see the picture, this picture looks just as nice. I can imagine people that look at the black one, they might just kind of get turned off a little bit. Totally
yeah,
get that. Um,
exactly right.
but being as adventurous, as we are, that doesn't phase us at all. And then this one looks really nice as well. Of course, with the large pieces of shrimp in
Hmm.
there,
Oh,
and then there was squid in there, and I can't remember what else was in there.
yeah.
Um,
And the good thing is, so if there's like two or more of you, and you order the same pasta, they actually will bring it to you in a bigger pan. Because when we sat down and we were having our drinks, then we saw them bring a paella pan. I'd say it was about 2 feet in diameter.
wow.
And at first we thought, oh my God, is that for one portion? And this is after we ordered already.
Yeah.
And so, oh my God, so that's a lot of food. I said, well, we'll bring some home. But that was
Yeah.
still a lot of food. But then the waiter assured us, no, they are like a double portion of a one paella. So it's, oh, thank God. So yeah,
That's
these
so
pans are
cool.
maybe like less than a foot diameter, if I had to guess.
How long would it take to make paella?
Not very long, maybe like 20 minutes,
Okay.
25 tops.
That's pretty
So
cool.
so basically, if you have your mise en place ready, so a mise en place that's everything's prepared. So yeah, so actually I know that if I think it's on their Instagram account, they actually show you quickly how to make paella. But basically, the pan is nice and hot. You quickly fry off your veg, your meats first because they take the longest. Then you add your veg in, get that going. You add your stock in, then the rice or the pasta. Give it a quick stir, bring it to a boil, then bring it down to a simmer.
Nice.
Every so often, just stir it up again. That. And then the good thing is once the paella is done, you turn the heat up just a bit, so the edges and the bottom get a bit crispy.
Nice.
That's and that's a good treat with paella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine how long it must have taken them to figure that part out. That last
Mhm.
little,
Oh yeah.
they probably discovered that centuries ago and thought, oh yeah, this is the way you got to do it. This is a traditional way. So
Usually
pretty
it's done
fun.
by accident. Like someone actually left it on the burner or
Oh
on the fire
yeah.
too long, and they're like, "Oh, this is delicious." And it's, oh, I
Yeah.
meant to do that.
Yeah. How'd you do that? Well, yeah. So before we move on, let's give a rating. Let's go with the negro, right?
Yeah,
What would you give that out of 10?
I give it. To me, I give it 8.5
Wow, it's a
myself.
strong 8. Okay,
That's
nice.
yeah. It was a delicious dish, well rounded overall.
And the
No, no,
seafood?
yeah, seafood. Yeah, 9. I'll give that one 9.
So the seafood, you liked it more. Is that
I
right?
did. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Very nice.
Hmm.
Very, very nice. That, yeah, it looks super yummy. And so if you want to try some paella, of course there's different ways of trying it, but of course we do recommend this place, just because, well, it's actually vetted. Jeff's tried it and he's giving it 8.5 and 9s out
Yeah,
of 10. And
that's it.
this is made to order. This isn't like sitting in some,
Oh,
what do you call those things?
like a
Uh,
hot table, you mean?
catering tray. Like there's a
Yeah,
catering
no,
tray
no.
and just scooped out and just kind of put in there. This is made to order, which makes
Yeah.
a big, big difference. There is the huge
Yes.
jug of the sangria, so it is
Yeah,
pretty big.
it is.
You
This is
know,
probably me after my third glass of sangria going, how much was left?
wow,
Because
wow.
Diana was driving home, so I thought, okay, I'll take one for the team,
There you
and
go.
I'll drink the sangria.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then so there's the dessert. You had this is the creme brulee, right?
Yeah, so uh, Catalan creme brulee. So it's basically creme brulee, which is just a hint of citrus, like a little lemon and a bit of orange as well.
So
Um,
is that just kind of squeezed on top, or it's infused
no,
in
it's
the whole
infused
custard?
in the custard itself.
Very good. Now, I don't think we have a picture of the cheesecake, do we?
No, we don't.
Oh, that's too
Unfortunately,
bad.
not. No, we don't. Yeah.
Tell us about the cheesecake at least.
So Basque style cheesecake is a sort of a steamed cheesecake, but then they actually, I'm not too sure the process, but then the top is a bit sort of burnt, as they say. So just give it bit more flavor and texture
Okay,
when it's served. To be honest, I've had some better cheesecakes, but we just want to try this style of cheesecake itself.
certainly,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so now, would you prefer kind of like the traditional creme brulee? I guess that would be French style, or would you prefer this style here
Well,
with
to
the
be honest,
citrus?
they were done the same way.
Okay.
So I like both. I like both because they have that sort of nice custard texture
Mm,
and the crackling of the burnt of the brulee part on top.
very good.
I think with anything, that's what gets me. It's just like the brulee, and you just crack it with your spoon. You hear the sugar that's been burnt crack, and then you get the custard inside. Yeah,
Certainly. And so this is a picture either before or after, probably before,
that's
because
before.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
because
guessing when you left, it would have been dark.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they have a nice patio to enjoy in the summertime. It's November now, so I'm pretty sure it's closed. They do have heat lamps, but they can only heat so much outside in the Canadian weather.
Absolutely. So, Catalina Bar, this place, and the chef's name once again,
Umberto Sanchez.
Umberto Sanchez.
Yeah.
Of course, he is the chef and owner, and of course, he also owns Gourmet Guyz, which
Hmm.
is, which is a great place, super popular food
Yeah.
truck. And so before we, kind of sign us off, this is the Gourmet Guyz. This is their Instagram page. And as you can see, they just have some wonderful, wonderful
Oh
food.
yeah.
Now, I don't think they offer paella at their truck, do they?
They don't, but
Yeah,
on certain events that they've been to, they actually had chef come out and do a paella demonstration. So he'd come out
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
so what's that one there? That is
I don't know. This is
the
Korean lasagna, apparently.
oh my goodness.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so I just kind of put that because it looked kind of interesting. But go out to their Instagram
Yeah.
page, especially for those that are just kind of listening to this on the podcast.
That's
You're
right.
not seeing it on video. So
I
pretty
know.
cool to look at. But yeah,
Actually, Ken,
so
I
yeah.
apologize. I know Bar Catalina also is on Instagram too. I should have mentioned that
Oh,
to you before.
let's look them
Uh,
up, eh? I didn't realize
yeah.
that they have Catalina. Let's see.
Yeah, the top one there. There it
There.
is. Yeah.
So
That's it.
there's their okay, so here's their Instagram. So we got a chance to see both the Gourmet Guyz. And so, oh yeah, look at all. I'm just going to pinpoint this one here. Look at this beautiful
Yeah.
paella.
There's the
This
paella
one,
there.
pescado y mariscos. And I know those of you that speak Spanish out there, I know I'm not saying it correctly,
No.
but the reason why I pointed that one out because this has open shell clams on it, which looks
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So this is the one that's traditional because it has the bomba rice.
Mm,
And bomba rice is a certain type of rice that's sort of is one of the better ones for paella. It puffs up nicely and absorbs a lot of the moisture and flavor from the ingredients.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah. You ever want some paella? We certainly suggest Bar Catalina because of all the wonderful. Oh, man, they serve oysters on the half shell. I did not
on
know
Thursdays
that.
is there cava and oyster $1 oysters with cava. Yeah.
Okay, so that's if you needed another excuse to go, unless you don't like oysters, then I don't even know.
Exactly right.
So,
there's the octopus. Yeah, that's the one I wish that we got. That looks so good.
That does look really, really good. So it was just a super awesome experience for not only Jeff, but also Diana as well. And we had a chance to talk about that. And if you want to check out our other episodes, as Jeff had mentioned, it would be season 2, episode 13.
Yeah.
We talk about lobster poutine and the Big Mac and cheese. And also season 2, episode 20, when we talk about oxtail poutine and whatnot at the night market Toronto.
That's it.
And if before Jeff signs us off, I'm gonna tell you guys or ask you guys that if you're getting value from our podcast, from our videos, whether you're just getting entertained or you like our food recommendations, and we invite you to do we invite you to like, subscribe, share, comment. It's a super easy way and a simple way for you to support our podcast and our videos for free. Leave a review wherever you're listening to this, because it helps us get that word out. Isn't that right, Jeff?
That is right. And of course, if you have any other suggestions for myself or Ken to try, please send them. And remember this quote from Julia Child: people who love to eat are always the best people.
Yes, and that, of course, includes my brother, Chef Jeff Santos. I'm his brother, Kenny Santos, and you as well, if you love to eat, food worth mentioning. All right, thanks a lot, everybody.
All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
You've been listening to Santos Brothers Eat.
Food worth mentioning.